If you're tired of the same old chicken dinners, we have a way to give your leftovers a new lease on life in a dish of creamy chicken and biscuits. Quick enough to make on a weeknight with enough time left to do a perfectly portioned dessert. I'm Jeff Philbin. This is Dinner DeeAs. Joining me for a return visit to the Dinner DeeAs kitchen is award-winning pitmaster Chad Ward. He runs Whiskey Bent Barbecue in Lakeland, and his idea for dinner today, inspired by leftovers. But first, bring it in, dude. Come on.
Always a pleasure.
Come on.
Always a pleasure.
Now that we got that established,
yes,
we're talking leftover chicken?
Yes. You got to have something to do with it, right? You know, you've got some great smoked chicken or even just some you threw in the oven. You know, you just ate it as the center of the plate. Now it's time to jazz them up, bring a little deliciousness to quick meal.
And for so many at home, you know, they look at a BOGO deal and they're like, okay, cool, I got some extra chicken that I cooked a large portion for. It makes sense.
Absolutely.
It's economical. Today, Chad's going to share how he takes leftover chicken and revises it in a dish of creamy chicken and biscuits. And it's so simple. There's even time to make dessert to go with it. His peach cobbler cups. And that's what we're going to start with first.
Yes, sir, we sure are. So once again, just our proof of our leftover chicken. Let's save that for a sec.
Sounds good to me.
But yeah, just real quick, we got these little cast iron ramekins. Just want to grease those up.
I mean, super cool. I mean, when we're talking cast iron, we're always thinking like you're getting a big boy to make the whole dinner with everyone. And it's like, no, these little individual ones.
They do the job.
They do the job. And like everyone can have their own little dessert.
Right, right. So if somebody wants to top theirs different or somebody wants to add a little something in with their
little scoop of vanilla ice cream, go a little a la mode over there.
Yeah, for sure. They can do that. So we got those greased up. So now we're just gonna.
And that was just a little bit of butter. That's it.
A little bit of butter. That's it. You know, also if you're using a spray, you could use that. I just like good old fashioned butter. So we got our peaches here. We're gonna add some sugar. Whoop. Add some lemon juice. Let me get the rest of that out of there. We don't want to not have enough sweetness.
I like it. I like it.
And then we're doing the nutmeg and cinnamon. I'll tell you, I don't know about you. I'm a cinnamon guy. If it calls for, you know, half a tablespoon or a tablespoon, I'm probably gonna.
You're gonna want a little bit
pinch
more.
her up a little more.
You're gonna go up a little more.
I am.
So then you and my mom would get along really well.
I love it. I love
You would
cinnamon.
get along with my mom really well. All right. So I'm seeing you mix everything with these peaches. Now, these peaches, were they just straight? You know, were you slicing them? Were they out of the can? What were we doing?
I went the easy way. Just went right out of the can, drained them, and then those are nice and mixed up. So we'll leave those for a sec. And now we got to make our batter to put our filling in.
Okay.
So we've got flour here, a little bit of salt. Go with our baking powder, our sugar, and then we're gonna mix that up first. Get all the dry incorporated.
Now, for someone that's been manning a pit for as long as you've been doing it and just being like the championship pit master that you are, desserts, where are they falling into the ranking for you? I mean,
I like them. Honestly, I don't have much of a sweet tooth. I really like the protein portion of it. But I think that's why I like the smaller servings. Like I do like a couple of bites here and there. You know, so to me this is kind of perfect. But cobblers are always great. I feel like if you're gonna be a barbecue person, you gotta have a great cobbler up your sleeve.
It doesn't go like it's part of like the piece of like that southern cuisine.
Yes, it is.
That whole allure of it.
No,
right?
I completely agree. Yeah, a good cobbler. You know, another term, if people want to get real lazy about it, they like to call it a dump cake.
A dump cake?
Yeah, but I will tell you, some of these big barbecue competitions, they have dessert categories. And you know what the winner usually always is?
It's the dessert.
It is cheesecake.
A cheesecake?
Yes, people that do cheesecakes on their grill. It's crazy.
See, I get asked to judge barbecue contests, and it's like when they have the wild card category.
Yep.
And that's where they're going all out. The wild card category, for you that might not know at home, that's where they can just do whatever they kind of want.
Yep.
And the dessert kind of comes into that mix, and it's like, whoa, you were able to do this?
Yeah, it's amazing. And you know, I always tell people, especially like if you're cooking a cheesecake or something like that on a grill, it's going to be at a higher temp.
Yeah.
So especially if it's like a pellet grill or something like that, the higher you go in temperature, the more that it's almost just like an ingredient. You know what I mean? Like a seasoning or like a sauce. Like the smoke is just that one more level.
Okay. Now, You play around with making a lot of desserts like and smoking them like that?
So yeah, I do. I like to. You know, I would say my girlfriend does a really good job of that also.
Okay.
But it's fun to add that to the list. I mean, I love a good dessert on the grill.
I love that. And I love that the two of you are working together where it's just like, hey, you're manning the proteins. She may be coming in and doing the desserts.
But she's also, she can handle herself too on the protein side. But
okay.
But it's a lot of fun. You know, it's you know, when you have a passion for cooking, you get to do it with someone you love. I mean, what's wrong with that, you know?
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, my friends. To grab Chad's recipe for not just his idea for dessert, but dinner too, head over to dinnerdeas.com. Find us with your phone by opening the camera app and zooming in on the QR code at the bottom left corner. So long as it's in photo mode, when it recognizes it, a link to us will pop up on your phone.
So right now we've got a little bit of that, crust going on the bottom.
Okay.
Now we're gonna hit it with some filling, and then we're gonna go right on top with just a little more of the topping. Oh, see, don't you want to take like a little swim in that little slurry down there?
I'm not gonna lie, you kind of do. I mean, you got the cinnamon going on.
That's a whole
like, you could have so much fun.
That's a swimming pool of flavor right there, my friend.
Awesomely delicious.
And then one thing I'll do here is, you know, I spoon the bottom pretty well. On top, I'm not trying to cover the whole thing. We want a little bit of texture and color there, but I also want those peaches to peek out and go, hey, come on.
I'm ready, like get the fork, because it's like diving right into it. And relatively quick to put this part together.
It is, it really is. That's what I like about it too, it kind of fits. This is also another one, if you have kids that love to get in the kitchen, you saw what we did here. No, you know, power tools, no nothing needed, but definitely something you can just get together with your kids and, you know, maybe while you're, you know, pulling the chicken or whatever, you can have them help out with this.
That's the spirit right there. Last one to go on this one here.
And I know we're only feeding 2, but I made 4 because, you know, we got to take care of those folks behind the camera too, old boy.
I actually have the absolute best team in the business.
You do. It's always a pleasure to come over here and cook with them.
I absolutely love that, my friend. All right, so now what's going to happen?
We're going to throw this in the oven, 375, and it's going to go for about 25 to 30 minutes.
Fantastic.
And while we're doing that, let's start working a little chicken, right?
Okay.
So we've got our butter and a little bit of oil.
Okay.
Get that moving, and then we're going to get these onions starting to cook down for our chicken. And you know, if you think about it, this to me is like a rustic pot pie. We're making a chicken pot pie filling, and we're just serving it with a biscuit instead of, you know, making a full up crust.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good.
Is that a sound that ever gets old to you? Like
it never does. It's the sweetest sound that you could possibly be listening to, right here in the kitchen, cooking with a good buddy. I mean, this is what it's all about.
It really is. It really is. And then getting to share it with folks so that they can create those same memories themselves. I think that's probably why we both got into this.
My man. Well, we try not to cry cooking up these onions or just getting sentimental over here. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Chad shortcuts to make his leftovers into a real meal. Ahead on Dinner Deas. Welcome back to Dinner Deas. Chad Ward is with us from Whiskey Bent Barbecue in Lakeland. And for anyone who doesn't know, Whiskey Bent Barbecue, what's in the name?
Pretty simple. So myself and my buddy Jared Hatcher decided we were going to start a barbecue team. We had a smoker that he'd inherited from his grandfather that had just passed. We're trying to figure out a team name. We're having a couple cocktails on a Saturday night. Shout out to 97 Country over in Lakeland. They had Country Gold Saturday night rocking and rolling. We're trying to think of it, and Whiskey Bent and Hellbound from Hank Williams Jr. came on.
All right.
And I said, we'll drop the Hellbound so we can do church caterings, and Whiskey Bent Barbecue was born.
That's how it all came to be.
Yes, sir.
See, there's always a beautiful thing where it's just like it's staring at you every time.
Yep.
And that's how it came.
That is how it came.
Rock on.
So that's how we ended up with Whiskey Bent.
Rock on. Chad is here today to give new life to leftovers with a new way to make a new meal of any cooked chicken that you have in the fridge. Creamy chicken and biscuits, which we're making alongside peach cobbler cups. Currently, they're in the oven, but before the break, we greased our mini cast iron skillets with butter, then mixing them with canned peaches with sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, and a little lemon juice, then making a batter with flour, sugar, baking powder, and salt, adding melted butter and milk, getting them into the skillets. And if you don't have those skillets at the house and you got ramekins that are oven-proof, those work perfectly fine too. I mean, I've got those at the house.
Well, another one too is you can use muffin tin.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah.
That's another thing staring right on us right
Yes,
there.
Sir.
All right, see? Coming in clutch. Those are into the oven right now, and they've been in there for about a half an hour. And give us a chance to start kind of cooking down our onions over here, which have really taken on just a beautiful color. The aroma right now.
It smells perfect.
It's spot on right now.
And like I was saying, I cook mine a little bit more than others because I'm really not a raw onion fan. But we'll get a little bit of the Pope to go in there and join the party.
All right. Got a little garlic going on?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So that's kind of funny you say the Pope. I mean, like...
Yeah. I mean, it's just part of the... You got the Trinity, and then you got the Pope jumping in. The Holy Trinity and the Pope.
Yes. All right.
Yeah. And then we've got our mixed veggies. Only the fanciest frozen vegetables you can find.
Easy breezy.
Yes, sir. And once those come together, we will... We're not going to use all this chicken because a little more than the recipe. But we're looking for about a pound, and if it says a pound and it comes to protein, I'm usually about 1.25 pounds.
Okay. Now, for a pitmaster like you who's smoked a lot of different meats, what's your favorite protein of choice?
I would say it's brisket because if it's to me, if you don't like brisket, you're either vegan or you haven't had good brisket, and to me, neither one of those is an acceptable answer.
Okay. Okay.
Just a hair bit more. All right, there we go. So yeah, no, I think that one's good. Another one that I think is great is just pork ribs. People just love a good pork rib. And one other thing too, guys, a great pork rib is not a fall off the bone rib. A great pork rib is one that you take a bite out of, it perfectly comes off, and you can see your teeth marks on the bone.
All right, let me tell you, because there's so many people that they think oh, it's so cool to do.
You can do that in a crock pot. It requires no skill.
No skill at all. And so sometimes you get a little too much in the social side. It's
well, and the other thing too is to take the bouginess out of it. Is the other thing about it is it cooks a lot to get it that tender to where it falls off the bone like that. You cook a lot of the pork flavor out. So
you want that pork, and you want this recipe. To grab Chad's recipe for this chicken and biscuits and the peach cobbler cups that we have in the oven, they're at dinnerdeas.com. Just scan the QR code in the corner of the screen to get right to us. All right, so then we've mixed everything.
Yep.
Starting to
just go let it marry up.
All right, and then we've got biscuits.
Yes.
Now you've been slaving and making biscuits over this, you had everything whisking away, going straight in and just doing it the old school way.
No, actually, I called in my favorite sous chef, the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Yeah. When the onions hit the pan, we were talking that's the sweetest sound.
Yes.
But there is something about the sound that comes from that pop.
I hate that we missed that and didn't get it on camera. I was being a little too prepared, but you're exactly right.
It is that pop that it's going to be just good, easy, and also, in a pinch, consistent.
If I heard that in the morning, it was like the best alarm clock ever because it meant Mom was cooking biscuits and gravy.
Oh, yeah.
You know what?
Hits you back with a little bit of nostalgia right there.
Yes, sir. So the package instructions are 12 to 16 minutes, $3.75.
Easy.
And just so happens our peach cobbler's in at $3.75.
Perfect. So we don't have to change anything or have another oven. We're taking another quick break. When we come back, we finish up our chicken while the biscuits bake. Ahead on Dinner Deas. Welcome back to Dinner Deas. Chad Ward is with us again from Whiskey Bend Barbecue in Lakeland, here to help us food waste. And if you're tired of leftover chicken, don't toss it. Don't give it to the dog. And I'm sorry, pups, I'm a dog lover myself, but Chad has the answer. Turn it into his creamy chicken and biscuits. And while you're at it, why not make yourself his perfect peach cobbler cups too? Before the break, we added the Pope to our cooked onions. And churchgoers, if you just joined us, go to dinnerdeas.com to rewatch that last segment for an explanation. Then added frozen veggies and the shredded leftover chicken. Let that heat up while we prep the biscuits that were straight out of the packet, right into the oven.
Yes, sir.
Same oven temperature. And that gives us a chance now to just celebrate what's happening inside our cast iron here.
Absolutely. So we're going to add a little bit of flour. Now it's time to thicken this up a little bit. So we're going to create ourselves a little slurry with we get our little flour mixed in, distributed here. And then I'm going to slowly start adding in a little bit of broth.
Now you got chicken broth, veggie broth. What do you like?
I'm doing chicken broth.
Chicken broth for this?
Yep. Just go double down on that chicken wholesomeness and Now we're just going to let this simmer a bit and thicken up.
And how long should that?
3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, just it'll thicken up nice and that flour and makes a nice little slurry here. And to me, that's when I start getting excited. Like when you see it start getting pulled together, it has a little bit of yellow color to it. As far as the broth goes and cooking down, it
changes
exciting.
right before your eyes. It just
It
gets you that
does.
much more excited. To grab Chad's recipe for his chicken and biscuits plus the peach cobbler cups, go to dinnerdeals.com or follow along right on your phone by scanning the QR code down there to find us. All right.
While we're letting that cook, let's think
see
our
what's going on
cobbler
with our
cups are ready.
cobblers.
Yeah.
I'm getting excited for those. Like this.
Woo! Oh, you thought you were getting excited. Now
Yeah. We excited?
I think we are.
Oh yeah, we excited on those ones. Oh yeah, we excited for those.
So let's just make sure. Always take our little trusty toothpick there. Oh, clean as a whistle, my
Clean.
man.
I mean, for a barbecue or pit master to then being able to say, I can bake and very cool.
Yes. Awesome. I'm happy about that. So we'll let those cool a little bit. And we'll tin back over here to this because that's ready to go. Oh, see, it's already starting
to thicken
up just in that.
That's looking so
You
good.
know what happened? I think it saw the cobblers.
It's like I need to have a dance at the party too. You know what I mean? Like
I wanna be part of this
I want
meal.
to be a part of this.
Yeah.
It's like, we can't just celebrate just one. If you make this for your dinner, we want to know. Take a photo and celebrate it with us. Send it to dinnerdeals@fox.com. That's what Cindy did. She watches us in Largo every day. Hi, Cindy. She's watching us on her lunch hour. She made the spaghetti alla mode and the pan-seared pork chops shared by Vinny Andreotti, the Vinny of Tampa sandwich shop, Cousin Vinny's. Cindy said, made this one tonight, didn't have cherry peppers, so I used fresh jalapenos and roasted red peppers. It was amazing.
Looks it.
Right?
That's amazing. Yeah, good looking dish.
And she didn't have some of the ingredients that we had for that particular dish, so she improvised.
I always say, don't be a slave to the recipe, right? If you're missing something, use a little bit of common sense and go, you know what? This would substitute great there. You know?
Exactly. And didn't have to make an extra run to the grocery store.
Right.
She had it.
Yes.
You had it all along, girl, and I love that. One last break, and our idea for recycling rotisserie chicken will be ready. Ahead on Dinner Deals. Welcome back to Dinner Deals. We've been cooking and baking today with a barbecue expert who's not too shabby in the regular kitchen. Chad Ward runs Whiskey Bent Barbecue in Lakeland, and he's here to share how he uses up leftover chicken in a dish of creamy chicken and biscuits, which is so easy to do that there's even time to make a dessert from scratch, his peach cobbler cups. Before the break, we added flour and chicken stock to the skillet, thickening up a sauce while we got the cobblers out of the oven to cool. How do you know that those are really ready? You just did the finger test, that was it. I just want to keep going. I want to go for it now.
I know we gotta wait though. We gotta wait.
Fine,
we gotta have our main
Discipline,
first.
discipline.
So, little cream, and then we're gonna take our Whiskey Bent the Bird and just give it a light seasoning.
Now this is the bird seasoning here?
Yeah, so we built this for chicken wings. It is all around poultry. A lot of people love having their Thanksgiving turkey with the bird. If you like a little more kick in your life, we have the blazing bird.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to try this.
Please. Oh man, this is coming together so nicely.
Whoa.
Flavor's working?
Oh yeah.
Awesome. We'll give this a couple more seconds to cook and then we're gonna plate.
Whoa.
I think we are ready to plate up here.
All right.
So I'm gonna go a little generous helping here. And maybe one more little baby scoop. And then literally, this is what I love about this dish. That.
And that. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Yep. If you want to make it really, really, really hard, you can take in on the bottom of you can split the biscuits.
Okay.
Put a little bit of the bottom of the biscuit in the bottom, throw some over the top, and then top of the biscuit on it.
I think it's perfect just the way that it is, my friend.
Love it. Love it.
There's a piece of home. You know, like, sometimes we overcomplicate things. It's like, no, we had a great idea. We had chicken one night. You got leftovers the next night. By the third night, you've repurposed it into something that's just as magical, and if not even more magical than what it started with. This right here.
And you work some veggies in there too.
Yeah, you can get to hide some veggies in there.
Exactly.
And it wasn't that hard. Not a lot of time that had to be consumed in this one. And you still found time to make a dessert too.
Yeah, and so I feel like the first thing we got to do is cheers to this segment, my man.
Cheers to you, my friend.
All right, let's give it a...
And like, this is perfect size too, because like, you get someone at the house that wants to like say, oh, I want ice cream. Okay, well then you get your own ice cream for it, you know? Like, hey, I want to put something else to it. You go right ahead. Ooh. What do you think?
I love it. There's my recipe. What do you think?
I just went back for a second bite. Simple.
Yes.
Fun.
You saw we threw it together in a couple of minutes and let the oven do the work.
And exactly it. And that's like just the whole joy of all this.
Yes. Simple dish. Anybody can execute this, and I think they need to.
I think they really need to.
Yes.
I think we just declared this, that they need to do that.
Yes.
You must now try this when you're. Thanks again to my friend Chad Ward. If you've got chicken leftovers that you need to use up, or if you want to cook it special just to make this dish, as you should, grab the recipes at dinnerdeas.com. We also have a link to his Whiskey Bet Barbecue, where you can get his selection of super seasonings like the bird. I'm Jeff Philbert. Thanks for watching, and see you next time with more ideas for dinner, as we call them, Dinner Deas.